Welcome back, beautiful and amazing people. Doc Jinzo here with another deck profile for you. Today we have a regular on the channel. We have Dakota, who is always bringing us some nice, interesting, off-the-wall stuff. What you got for us today, man?
All right, so today I have the normal monster deck, the token producer itself.
Ignites.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, the same thing. I swear to God. I have Worse Eldritch, aka Pacific.
Pacific. So
yep.
Phantasm Spiral.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Phantasm Spiral for the layman. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and stop with the pleasantries. Let's get into the profile.
Yes, sir.
Cut here, you know the drill. Gotta zoom in right on Omni-Man's chest. His chesticles.
Right there?
Yeah, you know like the main bad guy in the comics, they call him Freddie Mercury because he looks exactly like Freddie Mercury?
He does. So, dead center of the O?
Dead center.
Okay.
Alright, pull one down just to be sure. Perfectamundo.
Sweet.
Alright, starting back in 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, let's get into the profile.
Alright, so this deck is pretty straightforward. We'll start with the monsters. There's definitely a lot of them, I promise. So first off, we're playing 3 Megalith Smasher X. This is your normal summon. This is what triggers your field spell. It's also 2K, it's water. All these stats matter. But the most important thing is that it's a normal monster, and that comes into play later. And then we also have D-Shifter. So D-Shifter is just kind of nuts against a lot of decks. This is literally a skip the turn, the card. Some decks...
In which case they say thank you.
Yeah, and in which case they're just like, oh, well, I guess I just have it here.
Oh, cool.
All right. Yeah, that's it for the monsters. I told you there'd be a lot. We only play 6 whole monsters in this deck. You'll see why in just a second. So first off, we're going to have a quick discussion about the most complex field spell in the entire game. So this is called Pacific, the Phantasmal City. What this card does is that when your opponent activates a card or effect, you summon a token. Not only that, it has a few other effects, like when a normal monster, exactly one, is normal or special summon, you add a Phantasmal Spiral spell or trap from deck to hand. It has a few other card texts, i.e. it's treated as Yumi, things like that. The most important thing is that the search effect is once per turn, per copy, not like hard once.
So it's a soft one.
Yeah, it's a soft once per turn, but the token generation effect is not. Also, it does not miss timing. Period. It doesn't, you can't miss. If you miss, it's your own fault. Oh God. This card is absolutely insane. It's also, fun fact, it's also the only card in Yu-Gi-Oh! That has truly infinite monster generation. Period. Just really strong field spell in general. It puts out the token that really helps you control the game, and it combos really well with some other cards that are in here. We have 3 Prosperity, double Duality, and double Extra. Why are we running so many pots? Well, the problem with this deck in labbing it was that no matter how many consistency cards you play, you never can play enough. Period. That was the biggest problem with this deck. So I said, I'm going to play all of them and you can't stop me. You don't really care about your extra deck in the first place, so you can afford to play Extra and Prosperity, even if they conflict. So it just really depends on where you're at in your opening hand. You already have the combo pieces you need, draw for win more. You need to dig for a combo piece, go ahead, get your Prosperity, you'll be fine. Duality's in here because you don't really special summon that much, you don't really care about it, so you're pretty much good to go. Just look at the top 3, it's a small version of Prosperity. I mean, from there. Other search cards. You have 2 Fossil Dig, obviously, to search out your Megalith Smasher. You don't want to run 3 because it's going to get cloggy. You don't need to play 6 copies of this card. You only need to play 5. You don't want to see double of these in hands. That happens a lot. And my favorite card in the deck, I don't care what anyone says, Fury of the Kairu Shin.
I actually play that in my fish. It's actually a really good card.
This card says Search Torrential, and then you can banish it as a replacement effect. Water monsters cannot be destroyed by card effect.
Yeah, it's basically it's like a branded opening.
Yeah, it protects water monsters, and it says that in parentheses. So really good card. And last for these green cards, Terraforming to search a field spell. Just need a little bit of consistency there. That's pretty much it for that. Set Rotation is definitely going to be in the mix at a later iteration. I'm testing this one out as best I can, but Set Rotation is probably going to be in the mix later. All right, and then onto the traps. So we have Sea Stealth Attack. So this is a really fun card. This also is kind of like your engine, pretty much. So what it does is that you can activate Yumi from your hand or your graveyard. So if you have it in hand, you can save the Pacific and activate it from your hand to avoid it getting blown up, things like that. Just some cool stuff there. But you can also activate it from grave and pass Ghost Spell, things like that. Avoid the Ghost Ogre stuff too. But the important text on this card is, the first one is that you can banish a water monster you control. Spell and trap cards cannot be destroyed by spell or traps. Yeah, like all of them, including this. So it protects itself and the field spell. Absolutely crazy. And then the other part, see, Pacifist generates a level 8 water worm 2000 attack, 2000 defense token. And that comes in handy because it is a original level of 5 or higher, which the token is. And level 5 or higher water monsters, when they battle, it automatically destroys before damage, just blows it up. Just blows that monster up. So it makes it really hard to try to swing into this deck. Like, really hard. And since we play nothing but normal monsters, why use brain when the skill is drained? I'm not explaining this. 3 Solemn Strike. It was a toss-up between Strike or Judgment. This just came up more often. I need this more than I need Judgment. I'm gonna be real dog. Judgment is one of the best side deck cards in the game, aside from Evenly, but this one right here, definitely worth my deck. And I do side deck the Judgments, but this right here was the decision. It panned out. 3 Torrential. For the love of God, if you have an Ultra BLOR, please send it to this man's PO box. I'm begging you, just do. This aggravates me so much. I am stickler for this, but 3 Torrential because it's Torrential. I'm not explaining it.
What about your OnlyFans Amazon wish list out there?
Yeah. My OnlyFans Amazon wish list. If you don't send me a BLR Torrential, I hate you. All right. Then we have the most
sweet patron perks.
Then we have the other patron perk. We have this card. So this card triggers when you have a non-effect monster on the field. It is like an omen again? Yeah, it's literally a judgment, but it doesn't destroy the card. It just engages the activation. So not destroying it's not going to get secondary effects. It's just stuck on field. They have to use it for something else. But that's not the fun effect. No, the fun effect is when it's destroyed, you get to bring out Mr. Punch Koala and Kaiba. You can special summon a non-effect monster from your deck, from your extra deck. All right, it's hilarious. Well, you have no idea how many people struggle to out a 4,500 attack monster. They use their resources, they pop this at the end of it, and they're just like, how do I out this? But yeah, just a fun card, generally good. Always love to see. This is for Despia. I'm not explaining it. This is literally just for Despia. I needed something to stop it because Despia is literally my worst matchup. They just do so much. So they do so much. So instead of them doing so much, I'm gonna tell them to cool out, and that's why I'm playing this. It also works against base and Sword Soul. You call Synchro on Sword Soul, they just lose. Now to explain the traps. So we have 2 battle and 2 power. So battle, when Yumi is on field, you can activate it from hand. You have to control a normal monster to do this. Well, the token and Megalo Smasher are both, in fact, normal monsters. So you can activate these as hand traps from your hand. So this one is a targeting pop, and this one is an imperm you activate during damage step. You get, like, go into damage step, boom. I mean, it's a little bit difficult to get over 2,000. So this reduces them by 1,000 in damage step. They have other effects. You can banish them from grave and equip the field spell, the equip spells, but I don't run the equip spells. I mean, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, that attack boost, like, critically matters. We'll go on to the most irrelevant part of the deck, but I'll show it to you anyway. First off, we got two punch koalas, big chunga dunga, and Blue Eyes Ultimate. You can summon these off of the Tinny spell and the Tinny counter trap, and not only that, they're great. Just you don't care if they get banished. You really don't. You don't care about your extra deck. You can just search through it. Intis, we have a lot of rogue, so you got to keep in mind the deck is built for what's meta here, right? And there are people that play Maximus, there are people that do that. This is to punish them for this, right? I will replace this with more super poly targets at some point, but right now it performs really solid, so it's good. Super poly targets. Obvious, darks, gotta have it. This is just absolutely bonkers. You summoning off Super Poly.
So free and you get so much value.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You negate summons. It's got a big ass. I mean, it's just. Yeah, I mean, this is a $20 card.
Oh, it's 20 now?
Yeah, shout out to Ash. All right, now we get into some fun tech cards. So up here, base is pretty popular, and this is my Super Poly target for base. So this takes 2 warriors with different attributes. So I heard DP is a dart, and I heard Barone is a wind, and they're both warriors. So you literally just suck, and you summon this. You can't target it; it negates it. It can attack multiple times. It's just a good card. First of the dragons.
That card is surprisingly hard to out.
So, this card right here, I have only got to do this to somebody once, and it wasn't even in person, it was online. This is how you stop the Brave Engine. And specifically, at the moment, when they go to equip Dracoback, because Dracoback does out this card, so you have to play different outs. Your only other outs are Droplets, Dark Ruler, but you're not really made in those, and I side the Super Polys, there's no way that you still have those in your main deck. So this right here just straight up beats it. It's also good against Sword Soul, the Brave Engine, anything that really summons tokens, this card is good against. It is unaffected by monster effects and cannot be destroyed in battle except by a normal monster. Card's just absolutely bonkers. It's great against the Brave Engine. They don't know how to out it. It's just different. Link monsters. He's there. I run normals. I run 1 Lagia. If it comes up, I got dinos. If it comes up, it comes up. I'm probably going to switch this out for Dalko. And then I do side waking the dragon, so, you know, deal with it. Like, just deal with it. Go ahead. Yeah, just cope and see. Introducing MALD 2.0. That's what this is.
What would you call this deck?
I would call this literally Eldritch, but a little bit worse.
Alright.
Because they pretty much function the same, right? So they both revolve around a monster. They both have to have spells and traps. Well, I wouldn't say a monster. They both revolve around having 1 card on field. They both search their spells and traps. I mean, they do the same thing. One's just a lot worse and requires more setup. But they play the same card.
So that was the Coke Seed Mauled deck by Dakota.
That better be in the thumbnail.
100%. Alright. This is Doc Genzo signing off, guys. Y'all have a good one.